What is a Better Boy tomato? I love Better Boy tomatoes because they have this rich, classic tomato flavor that just bursts in your mouth with every bite. The texture is perfect too, not too mushy but not too firm either. I remember the first time I grew them in my garden, they were like little balls of sunshine ripening on the vine, and the satisfaction of picking them ripe and using them in salads or sandwiches was unbeatable. Early Girl versus Better Boy tomato. When it comes to Early Girl versus Better Boy tomatoes, I found Early Girl to be quicker to ripen, which is great if I'm eager for that first taste of summer. Better Boy, though, tends to give me larger tomatoes later in the season, so it's a trade-off between early harvest and bigger fruit. Celebrity tomato versus Better Boy. For Celebrity versus Better Boy tomatoes, I lean towards Celebrity for its disease resistance and reliability. Better Boy can produce larger tomatoes, but Celebrity has consistently given me a good yield without as much maintenance. Park Whopper tomato versus Better Boy. Park Whopper versus Better Boy tomatoes has been a tough choice. Park Whopper is robust and disease resistant, but Better Boy's flavor and size have won me over in the end. It's a balance between durability and taste. Jetstar tomato versus Better Boy. Jetstar versus Better Boy tomatoes is a battle of flavor versus size. Jetstar's juiciness and sweetness are delightful, but Better Boy wins for its consistently large and meaty tomatoes. It depends on whether I'm aiming for sandwiches or salads. Big Boy versus Better Boy tomato. Big Boy versus Better Boy tomatoes is a classic matchup of size versus versatility. Big Boy's hefty fruits are impressive, but I find Better Boy's balance of size and flavor suits my garden better. It's all about what you prioritize in your tomato patch. Super Fantastic tomato versus Better Boy. When comparing Super Fantastic to Better Boy tomatoes, Super Fantastic wins for me with its incredible yield and disease resistance. Better Boy is reliable, but Super Fantastic's superb flavor and abundance make it a winner in my garden. Better Boy tomato versus beefsteak. Finally, Better Boy versus beefsteak tomatoes is a tough call. Beefsteak's giant, meaty slices are perfect for sandwiches, but Better Boy's all-around performance and disease resistance make it a safer bet for consistent yields. Are Better Boy tomatoes determinate or indeterminate? As for whether they're determinate or indeterminate, I'd say they lean towards indeterminate. They just keep growing and producing fruit throughout the season, which is fantastic because it means I get a steady supply of delicious tomatoes from just one plant. How big do Better Boy tomatoes get? In terms of size, Better Boy tomatoes can get pretty big. I've had some that were almost the size of my fist. It's always impressive to see them swell and ripen into these hefty, juicy fruits. How tall do Better Boy tomatoes grow? When it comes to height, Better Boy tomato plants can grow quite tall, sometimes reaching up to 6 feet or even taller if they're given the right conditions and support. I usually stake or cage mine to keep them upright and prevent them from sprawling all over the place. What are Better Boy tomatoes good for? Better Boy tomatoes are versatile in the kitchen. I use them for everything from fresh salads to homemade pasta sauce. Their balanced flavor and meaty texture make them perfect for slicing, dicing, or even just eating straight off the vine. How to grow Better Boy tomatoes? Growing Better Boy tomatoes is relatively straightforward. They thrive in well-drained soil with plenty of sunlight, so I make sure to plant them in a sunny spot in my garden and keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. Regular pruning and support are also essential to keep the plants healthy and productive. When to pick Better Boy tomatoes? Knowing when to pick Better Boy tomatoes is crucial for getting the best flavor. I usually wait until they're fully ripe, which means they're firm but yield slightly to pressure, and their color is a vibrant red all over. That's when they're at their peak flavor and juiciness. Are Better Boy a detriment to tomatoes plants? I wouldn't say that Better Boy tomato plants are a detriment at all. In fact, I find them to be quite the opposite. They're reliable, prolific, and produce some of the tastiest tomatoes I've ever had. As long as you give them the right care and attention, they'll reward you with a bountiful harvest all season long.